We're just going to go with it then. So after that, take a deep breath, relax it down. Get a little bend in those knees, make sure your heels are on the floor, and relax it down. So first thing we're going to do, which is just get ourselves moving, is draw the shoulders back. Think about our good tall posture. And in case you're wondering, it is a little darker in here. I kind of soften the lights. We'll see if it makes a difference. So we'll bring those arms forward. We'll start with our diagonal. So take a breath, open it up. As you're there, take that deep breath, squeeze the shoulder blades, exhale. On the next breath, we'll bring it in. Deep breath, open it up. Exhaling as you do that, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Stay there, take a breath and push it back. Exhale, feel the back tighten and get strong, bring it in. One more each way. Think about stretching those arms away. Come back in, but remember we're opening up the chest. We're also tightening the back to make our chest stay tall and open and take stress off of us. So we'll bring it on in. We'll relax those arms and take them behind your back. So we can take them either all the way behind your back or up high or low, whatever's comfortable. And at this point, all we want to do is take the elbows, move them back. So remember, I know we started a little late, so I didn't hit the disclaimers, but as you know, do what feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel right, modify it or don't do it at all. So right here, as we're pulling back those elbows, you want to exhale gently. And that's the other thing, keep breathing. If you hold your breath, your muscles are going to tighten. We're just opening up the front of the shoulders. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and take one hand a little bit further behind us, maybe even feel the fingers on the other side. We're going to draw the shoulders back, and as we do that, we're going to make sure the head is tucked a little bit. And with a deep breath, we'll exhale and let that head fall to the opposite side, so away from that bent arm. Don't worry, I'll tell you which arm is on the next time. And then we'll bring that head back up. Take a deep breath and slowly look to the side. So you move slowly, see what's comfortable, and just like any other stretch, you hold for a little bit. And breathe, and if the body wants to go a little further, it can, but don't force it. As we slowly bring that head back to the center, we'll release that arm and take your other arm, I don't know which one you did, excuse me, right behind the back. Now as we let that relax, we'll take a breath and let the head fall away from that shoulder. And sometimes you just breathe gently, let the body do what it wants, especially if there's areas that are extra tight. Don't try to force. And as we breathe again, we can take that head back slowly to the center. And then just do a gentle exhale and look to that side. This is where you realize how your neck, your back, your shoulders are all connected, your chest. Any one of them getting tight can give you some issues in the neck. So let's bring that back to the center. And let's release that arm. We're going to bring the arms out. We're just going to squeeze those shoulder blades. So kind of like reset. So deep breath, exhale and squeeze. And one more time. Just drawing the shoulders back and down and reaffirming that posture. And then we'll relax for a moment and we'll get those legs moving. So we don't have to lift them high off the floor. You can if you want to. And if you have something to hold on to for balance, that's fine. It's better that you focus on this and hold on to something and worry about your balance. So what we're going to do here is take these legs a little bit out to the side. So kind of pointing your knee out to the side, getting a little bit of the upper inner thigh stretch. If you want to take it up real high, you can, but we don't need to go crazy. Then we're going to take them to our Frankensteins. So our nice little straight leg lift. And you can do whatever you want with your arms, whatever helps you balance. And we're just extending the leg away. So it's not so much a kick, not really a swing, it's a extending from the body. And then we'll just loosen them up a little bit. And what better way to do that than with a squat. So let's ease our butt back like we're sitting in a chair and stand up. So remember, our butt goes back, weight stays on the heel, and we come up. You only go as low as feels comfortable for you. And one of the other things to focus on with the squat is keeping the legs tight, not just the heels pressing into the floor, but using the front of your legs to control your movement. So you got the whole thing working here, front and back. And getting a little looser hopefully as we go. And we'll get one more of those. And then we'll kind of bring it up and bring it in. And the other thing we want to activate a little bit is our hamstrings. So we're going to bring the heel up behind you. And when you do that, you want to make sure that your knee is pointing to the ground or back a little. You don't want this to be over here. Okay, that ends up being a knee lift. You want it behind you. That's why it's a butt kick. Good, and then we're going to hold right there, nice and shoulder width. And with a deep breath, we'll bring those arms up. We'll drop the shoulders. We're going to pull the stomach in and tailbone underneath you and give a nice little sway to one side, and then deep breath over to the other side. And then again over. Think about lifting the body up as you bend, and same thing to the other side. As we come back to the center, we'll slowly lower those arms, and we're going to keep the elbows right by your side, just like we do for rotator cuff. And we're going to open up and in. So I want you to really feel your shoulder blades. Those are moving the arms. So on this next one, think about the shoulder blades pinching together, and your hands just happen to move. Yeah, we get that nice and loosened up. So you might not have resistance, but that's okay. We can get that resistance by squeezing those muscles and maintaining that rotator cuff right now. Good, so let that relax. From here, excuse me, we're going to bring it in, and we're going to go ahead and, no, I've taken my mind. We'll make it wide again, sorry. And we'll bend in our short stop position. So with this short stop position, remember the shoulders push back, the elbows push back. We have to look straight ahead. Then we can take a breath and rotate to one side. So we're trying to rotate the spine here. We don't necessarily have to push the shoulders or anything, we'll just rotate. And then with a deep breath, we'll come back to the center. And here we reset, which is important. We lift the chest, we draw the shoulders back, elbows back. And then we take our breath to the other side. If we rush, we won't be in the right spot, we won't get the right muscles. And then we'll return to the center. We'll come all the way up. And since we're in this position, I'm going to bring my feet a little closer. But you want to be about shoulder width. We're going to get our little hay bales. So we're going to pick it up. We'll take it to the left. We'll squat, take it to the right. So as we get our hay bales, we'll think about keeping the hips forward as the upper body rotates. So remember, kind of like that yoga block is between your legs and you're holding it there. That way we actually separate the upper body from the lower body, and that's how we stretch the lower back. Good, we'll get one more each way. Make sure you're breathing and pressing through the heels. And then we'll relax that. Now from here, we're going to get a little bit of our elephant walk early. So what we're going to do is legs are together. They can be a little bit apart. And we're going to come down. We're going to try to hinge and keep that back flat. All right, so we don't want the back to round like this. We want to try to keep it flat. So from here, we hinge, and we're just going to let our arms drop. And we're going to think about the elephant walk. So that means we're going to straighten one leg and bend the other, and then do the opposite. As we do that, we want to kind of pay attention to our hands because we want them in the middle. And we don't want the hips shifting. So by pointing those hands to the floor, we make sure they don't move between those toes. So moving one leg, then the other. And then we'll stop for a moment. We'll slowly come up, and we'll take a half a step out, because with a deep breath, we're doing a cat stretch. exhale forward. So that tailbone comes underneath you, your upper body is gently pushing away, abs are nice and tight, and we'll take a deep breath and bring it up overhead. Press those arms back. Take that breath nice and tall and long. Next deep breath. Exhale to the left. Oops, that's probably your right. And then with a deep breath to the other side. Good. Come on back to the center. Bring it down slowly. Now with those arms resting, we'll walk the feet in again. We're going to return to our elephant walk. So we're going to hinge. We're going to drop the hands. But this time, we're going to take the hands over the left foot. And we're going to allow that leg to straighten as we reach downward. Now, your back might curve a little bit, but we just don't want it to completely go rounded. And then we'll just bend that knee, and then we'll straighten the other leg and bring the hands right over to the other leg too. So now your hands are pointing to your right leg is straight, your left leg is bent. Good, and then we'll come back to the center and do that one more time. So we're going to straighten the left leg, bring the hands over it. So that should be some calf and some hamstring stretch. And then we'll come back to the center with both knees bent and move over to the right side. Straighten the right leg, let those fingers point to the right leg. Good, then we'll bring it back to the center. And we'll slowly round up, but we'll put the hands on the thighs to brace, and we'll lift chest first. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stagger the feet. So not even that wide, I'm just still on my yoga mat here. So with those feet staggered, we're going to set the posture. We want to think about that tailbone coming underneath you. We want to lengthen this part of the leg, right, going into the hip flexor. So we'll start by just having the arms out, taking a deep breath and slowly rotating. We're going to keep those arms straight. You're only going to rotate to what feels comfortable. If you go too far, you'll get wobbly and fall over, and that's not what we want. And then if we come back to the center and take these arms overhead, now we're going to lift upward, press back, and then tilt that tailbone again because it probably moved a little bit. And then with a deep breath, we're going to let go of the right side. And we're going to just focus on that left side, the arm extending to the ceiling and the tailbone pushing forward, tailbone a little bit underneath you. But now start to think about lengthening that leg, pushing that leg through the floor as the arm is trying to reach something high. And then push the arm back behind the ear. And then give a little tilt. So all little subtle movements, but lengthening that whole side. And then we'll come back to the center. And we'll do the other side. So swap those feet. They don't have to be very far apart, and we definitely don't want to be wobbly. So from here, we set the posture, shoulders back and down, chest up, stomach tight. We're going to tip that tailbone so we get a little bit of stretch going already. Bring those arms out, keeping the shoulders down. We'll take our breath and slowly rotate to wherever we can get, keeping those arms straight and trying to keep them even. Lifting up in the chest, and we're still thinking of extending that leg away from your body. And then as we ease it back in, we'll take a breath and slowly come up. And we'll tilt that a little bit more. We'll lift a little higher. We can put the hands together if you'd like, but we're going to really focus right here. That hip, that little part that comes there messes us up. And then we'll drop that left arm, and we'll continue to lift to the ceiling. So 1 is the ribs going up to the ceiling. 2 is the leg going through the floor. So don't think of arm and foot. Think of hip and rib. And then a little bend. Press that arm back behind the ear. Get a little deeper. Deep breath. Exhale. Keep pushing the hip a little bit underneath you. Beautiful. And then we'll return to the center. Yes, that gets progressively more intense, doesn't it? From here, we're going to take our feet wide, and wide is whatever is good for you. And we're going to just point the toes out a little bit, and we're going to ease over one side and the other. So important here is to keep those heels on the floor. It's just a little bend of the knee. As you bend that knee, though, you need to push that heel harder into the floor of that side. So we are getting a little inner thigh, but we want to make sure that we're also getting those glutes a little warmer. Good. And then what we're going to do is just go ahead and come over, leave it on one side, push the hips forward. And as we push this heel into the floor, and if it's not comfortable, you can angle your foot a little more, but we push this heel into the floor and we're lifting upward. So as we take a deep breath and we reach, we want to feel that all through here, but we also want to be strengthening this hamstring glute connection. That's why we're pushing this heel into the floor. And then we'll come up, we'll bring it in. And if you reset that foot, do the same position on the other side. As we bend a little bit, not too much, press that heel into the floor, get your posture, and then you can lift upward with a little lean, bracing on that leg. So as we inhale up, you can press that arm back. Keep that heel pressed into the floor. You do have to pay attention to that. It makes a difference in how these muscles respond. Good, and then we'll come back center. Ooh. And we will walk those feet in a little bit. And we're going to keep those toes out because we're going to come into almost a plie squat. So that means the knees are going out, heels are staying down. We're getting a major stretch of that inner thigh and coming back up. Now, if you find that when your knees go out to the side, you start to fall forward, then stop there. If you find that you can keep going and keep your body pretty straight, then that's fine. But again, if you want to go wider, more narrow, whatever you want, whatever bend you get, it's going to be fine. You just want to feel that stretch in the inner thigh. There we go. Just up and down. Now, as we come down though, and we get that stretch, I want you to think when we rise, push the heels into the floor, tighten the inner thigh, tighten the glutes. So yes, down here, we're stretching, we're controlling with the top of the legs, quadriceps, but now we're going to push the heels into the floor. We want to strengthen those hamstrings, and this is how we can do it. So one more time, we bend a little, we press the heels into the floor, we're tightening those legs like we're squeezing something between the legs, and then we're there. So from here, we're going to go ahead and just roll it down gently, and we're just going to get a little swing. So there's no legs involved, it's our ragdoll from yoga, but you can grab the elbows and just let the body swing back and forth a little bit because we're heading to the floor next. So as you swing, you can let your body go around the foot, back and forth, feel it separate. And then you just drop those hands and we can walk those knees downward. And here, we're just going to take a nice little tabletop stretch. Pull those shoulders back and stomach tight. And then deep breath, exhale into your cat. We are going to get these twice. So right now, focus on that spine, then release. Take a breath, move into the cow. Pull those shoulders back to your hips. And then release. And as we go back into the cat this time, think more about that upper body pushing away from you. And then release. And come into that cow. Think more about the shoulders pushing to the hips. And then as we relax, you can sit back. So you can either sit back, your butt to your heels, if that's comfortable. If that's not comfortable, then you can just sit your butt back kind of in the air and walk the hands out a little bit. So whichever one is going to be comfortable, because we're going to use that for our next stretch. So whichever position you want, we're going to take your right arm to your right side, put the left arm on top, and yes, we're going to sit back. And if it's too much on the shoulders, then just slowly move your hands with you. Or if it's not enough on the shoulders, you can walk the hands away from you. So find what spot feels good to you. We want to feel that upper back stretch. Deep breath pushes the shoulder blades away. Exhale, presses the chest to the floor. So deep breath, push the shoulder blades away. Exhale, chest to floor. That way we get some back stretch and shoulder upper back stretch too. So we come back up to the top. We're swapping out. So we're going left side, right side on top. And then we're sitting back, however sitting back feels comfortable to you. Now remember, we're not going to hyperextend the arms. We don't want to pull them out of the shoulder joint, so if it doesn't feel good, we move it back. And you can gently push against the floor. Good, and then we'll come up to the top. Now, we're going to take your left leg and you're going to pull it up underneath you. Then we're going to take the right leg and we're going to use your toes to walk it backwards. And this is the only position we're going into. We're not moving that. But from here, we're going to take that back leg and we're going to walk it over until it's as close to being in line with the front leg as you can. Then you're going to have a deep stretch here in the glutes. And hopefully you don't see the hole in the glutes. And then we'll come down onto the elbows. Now, if that's not comfortable on the elbows, you can certainly stay right here too. It's deep into the glutes. That's what we're trying to release. So either way is fine. And then when you're ready, we'll walk that back foot out and we'll just slowly come back and do the same thing on the other side. So go ahead and pull the other leg up, walk back the other one. So as we walk this foot back, we can actually kind of use our toes to make it nice and long, and that way we get some flexor stretch there in that back leg. So now we're going to work that back leg so it's in line with the front, or at least as good as we can get it, and we can stay right here. It's going to be a glute stretch. It's not super intense. You can make it a little deeper by coming onto the elbows, but it's, well, let's say not as intense as some things we do. And then when you're ready, we'll walk that back leg forward or back into position. And from here, we'll just sit on our butt. So what we're going to do is take our legs to the front and we're going to kind of stagger them. It's that 90-90 position. We do this on the floor, and we will do it on the floor, but we want to be in this position. And I know you might be falling over. If that's happening, then brace yourself. It's okay. But we should be able to get into this position. And our goal is to ultimately go from here to here while we're sitting. So we'll give it another shot, and then we'll go onto the floor and do it. So here, and then here. So now you kind of know what it looks like from the air when we do this next one. So go ahead and lay down. And this is the same thing. We're going to take our feet wide. So we're on the outside of the mat, or our pinky toes are outside the mat. And this is where we fall into that same 90-90. We're going to hold for a second because you're going to think about this right leg gently pressing to the floor, not forcing it, but feeling right there deep in that hip. And then coming up to the top and then to the other side. So now our main focus is that left leg gently pressing down to the floor. And remember, it's a nice gentle breath, not trying to force anything. And as we come back up to the top, we're going to go to the other side again. The first time, your body's just kind of figuring out what you're doing. The second time, you can usually do a little better because it's a little looser. So we are pressing that right leg towards the floor. And then we'll go to the other side. So walk it over. Meanwhile, make sure the upper body is away from the ears. We're not all scrunched up and tight there. We have a nice long torso. And then we can think about pressing that left leg into the floor. And nice steady breathing as always. and then we'll bring that leg up. So now as we bring these feet back to the center, we'll just take one leg at a time and gently move it towards your chest. So my hands are here, but I'm not pulling the leg, it's just a gentle hold. And then we put it down, and then the other side. So pull the knee in, and we can just gently hold it there for a moment. And then as we return, we're going to go ahead and press that lower back into the floor. Get that pelvic tilt, stretch that lower back, and then release. And then do it again. Deep breath, exhale, press that lower back. Feel how your belly button presses through the spine. And then come back up to a nice neutral, which will naturally be a little bit of a curve and a little bit of a gap on the back. From here, we're going to do some bridge. So if you want your feet shoulder width, do that now. If you want to walk the feet back closer to your glutes, you can do that too. As we take a deep breath, exhale and lift. Now I like to have the setup a little bit closer like this because it gets more of everything. If the legs are further away, well, it gets a few other muscles. But right here, we're just going to hold that and gently think about pressing the hips to the ceiling. And then we're going to squeeze the butt cheeks, and that's going to help release the opposite side. So squeeze those butt cheeks real good, and then relax all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Because there's so many things to focus on our bridge, we're going to do a few, so take a breath, exhale up. As we push up now this time, we're going to think about the heels. So think about those heels pressing in and feel the hamstrings behind the thigh. You're focusing on the heels, pressing in, meaning a little bit of pressure into the floor. And then we'll slowly come down. And then we'll do a different way. So we'll walk those feet wider. So we'll make this wide, and we'll get a little more of the outer thigh here. And this is where we have the knees, and they kind of gently push outwards. So if you put your hands here and you just kind of gently push your legs against them, that's where you want them to stay. So take a breath, push up, and as you do that, gently push those knees out to the side. Feel the outer thigh come into play and the glutes. Still pushing those knees a little out to the side. Heels are gently pressing in the floor. We are squeezing the glutes, and we'll bring it down. We'll reassess that upper body, make sure the shoulders are away from your ears, and then we'll take a deep breath. We'll do it one more time. So as we slowly raise, remember slowly, we'll gently push the knees out to the side. And it was just that little pressure of being against the hands that we're thinking about. We're still thinking about the heels pressing into the floor, and then the hips can come maybe a little higher. Whatever's good for you is fine. And then we'll slowly lower. Nice and slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Should take you a little bit to get down there. And then we'll walk those feet together. And we're going to take the knees to one side. So let the knees fall to one side, press them to the floor, and once they get there, we're taking them back over to the other side. So press those to the floor. And then back over. Shoulders are flat on the floor. They are not coming up. Those knees are pressing down. And then we're going to the other side again. So a little more movement in that. And as we come back to the top, we're going to take the arms and we're going to place them overhead. And they can also be a little out to the side, but we kind of want to lengthen in that upper body here. And we're going to take a deep breath, bring those feet a little closer, and let them fall to one side. We'll do both, so it doesn't matter which one you start with. Now as we do that, we're going to feel those arms lengthen, but we're not going to force anything. We're just creating a greater stretch through the hips and through the chest too. So deep breath, exhale those legs to the other side. And you're going to hold them there for a little bit. So as they press to the floor, we kind of lengthen the arms gently. We should feel more opening up through the back. And then we're going to go to the other side again. Bringing those knees down. So once they get down in position, then we can start thinking of that upper body. Then I want you to take a deep breath, because I want you to feel how that rib cage kind of opens up and pushes out your muscles. And then let it relax. And then we'll bring it up and over to the other side. So we settle that in. Those knees are pressing to the floor, arms are overhead. They can reach a little bit or just stay. But now we're focusing on that rib cage. Take that breath. Kind of feel how that pulls your upper body away from your hips. And remember, as long as you can, inhale, exhale, just breathe comfortably. Good. As we bring those legs back to the top, let's take those arms right by our side. And from here, we're going to take those elbows and the top of the shoulders and we're going to push them into the floor, almost as if we're trying to sit up. Because when we're flat on the floor in these positions, that's where your shoulders should be, flat on the floor. Good. Push a little more. Get those shoulder blades to get some work. And then release. Now we're going to take your left leg onto the opposite knee. So yeah, we're not going to be doing all the straight leg stuff we usually do. A little bit different today. But we're going to take that leg and we're gently going to use two hands to just kind of gently open it up. And then it might bounce back if it's tight. So we'll say, hey, no, it's okay. Stay over there. And don't worry, if you let go and it still bounces back, that's fine. From here, we're going to take our breath and we're going to lift the other leg off the floor. So yes, this is our pigeon. We know sometimes this leg gets tired and starts to drop down, but we'll pull it back. We'll leave our upper body on the floor so that we don't get tight in that upper body. As I know you're thinking you can pull your leg in closer, but sometimes closer isn't always better. Letting those muscles relax in this position is what's better. So take a breath and see if it pushes back a little more. Think of that tailbone going to the ceiling like an abdominal curl. And then we'll slowly lower it and we'll cross it over for a corkscrew. So letting it fall to the left. And as we do that, again, reset your shoulders on the floor. Getting that deeper stretch right there in that hip flexor. And remember, this is a 2-for-1, so keep those legs crossed and just move it to the other side. And once those legs fall to the other side, make sure the shoulders are down. We're not trying to roll on our side. And just breathe. Remember, the deeper the breath, the more your body automatically stretches. You don't even have to think about it as long as you take that deep breath. And as we exhale, we'll bring it to the top. We'll take that leg off. And we'll get a little pelvic tilt reset. So that means you're pressing that lower back into the floor. And then release. You're pressing into the floor. And release. And so now we'll take the other leg, which should be your right leg, and place it right there on top of the knee. And when you're ready, you can breathe and let that leg come up off the floor. And let it press inward. And it starts to back off. We'll press it a little more. And you know what we need to do for this side? We need to put it down for a second. We need to just tell it it's supposed to be opened up. So we'll give it a gentle little push here. Think of it almost like a leg swing, but not quite, but close. All right, so nice little gentle gesture there on that leg. And then we'll see, we'll take our deep breath and we'll exhale to lift that foot up and pull it back in. So if it starts to kind of move away from us, well, we'll just tilt that tailbone a little higher. We'll continue to breathe comfortably, and every once in a while, kind of try to pull it in a little more. I'll let your body work with your body. And then we'll bring it down, cross it over, and we'll let it fall to the left side first. This should be first getting the hip flexor. We are doing both sides, so if you did a different side, it's not a big deal. But feel how that breath works. Take that deep breath and feel that stretching through the low back and the abdominals. And then we'll take that to the other side. Just let that fall over that way. And reset those shoulders, because if you're tight on one side, your body's going to try to roll all the way over, and we've got to kind of keep those shoulders flat. Take that deep breath here. Yeah, feel that lengthening through the rib cage and spine. And then we'll bring that one back to the top. So as we take them apart, we're going to let those knees fall out, and we're going to do a little sleeping butterfly, we'll call it. We'll let those knees kind of move a little bit in a range of motion, and then we'll hold them down, see how they feel. And we can let them move a little bit, little butterfly, and then let that butterfly go to sleep. So as we do this, we're going to think about reaching the legs away from the hips, and we're going to gently push the soles of the feet together. So just a gentle amount of pressure between the soles of the feet, and then we release. We can wiggle a little, or you can wiggle one side at a time. And then as we relax, we think about pressing the knees downward and a little bit away from our body. Just think of lengthening the legs away from the hips. And we'll bring that back in. And here we'll draw that one leg into the chest again, because I don't trust you to put two hands. You might pull. Just draw it gently. And then the other side too. Just a nice gentle pull. Using the leg, the hand is just there to help support it, not to pull it. Now from here, we will take both knees in. But you're not going to yank it with your hands. So keep those hands loose, because we're going to go to that yoga happy baby. So grabbing your toes. If you can't grab your toes, that's okay. Grab your ankles, grab something. But in this position, you want to think about the upper body pushing down. And as your shoulders push down to the floor, your legs are automatically going to come in. So in this position, we're getting a lot of different muscles at the same time. But we want to make sure we're not stressing the upper body. So if you feel like you're tensing the upper body, then grab a hold of something else, or just leave your hands out of it completely. But this is where we can move the legs, get a little bit of a dynamic stretch. So we can come in and out. We can come back and forth. You can just do what feels good. And whenever you're ready, you can let go. And you can slowly let those legs come out to the side. So now they're going to be wide. My hands are here just to hold them wide. I'm not pulling them. You can also take the hands on the inside and gently let your hands just fall on the legs. So again, not pressing the legs. The hands are just there. Weight of the hands kind of presses it down. And then as we bring those in, we can come right back to a little butterfly. A little bit looser. So take a deep breath, bring those knees in, and before we roll on our side, just take a moment to gently press the head towards the floor and kind of reset those muscles in your neck. Now, in case you moved, let's take those shoulders and press them down. Push them down through the floor, and then a gentle reset of that head. And then pressing it into the floor. Good. Now as we release, we're going to roll onto our side. Either side, because we will do both. And then we'll bring that foot up behind you and get your quadricep stretched. So this is where the knees have to line up. We don't want the leg in front of you. We want it behind you. Nice and gentle. And then of course, if you can't reach that leg, you can always grab the other one, but we can also grab the other one anyway. Just holding that stretch. You can gently push that foot to the floor if you'd like to get a little deeper stretch. And then from here, one of two things. You can roll onto your other side, or you can come onto hands and knees the other side. I'm doing that just because I don't really think you want to be staring at our butt. So on our other side, wherever you may be, you can kind of straighten those legs a little bit underneath us and then take that top leg. So just like we would do standing, we're just trying to move the thigh back a little bit and tilt the tailbone underneath you. And then of course, we want to get the other leg too. And if that one wasn't working, you probably already did this one, but no matter what, you just try to move that leg through a range of motion. And then we'll release. And now we will roll over onto the stomach to come up onto the hands and knees. So we can take those legs a little bit apart and point the toes to the floor. And we'll slowly walk it back. And we'll just let our body relax a second. And then we'll come up into that half bend. We'll separate those feet further and get that nice little rotation one more time. Coming back to the center, we reset, shoulders back, chest up a little bit, rotate to the other side. And then we'll return to the center, and from here we'll lift the chest nice and high. That way we don't get up too fast and get dizzy. As we take a deep breath, we know we're lifting the ribs up, extending the body away, making our waist nice and small. We'll do that one more time. And we'll exhale down. And that is it. You're done. Thank you so much for joining me. So sorry if I messed up the links or whatever, but anyways, have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see you next week.